was told about this worthy fundraising event that was going to take place on our premises. I'm afraid, only my advancing years, I misheard, and we were band-aid. Although the cast, of course, turns out to be slightly different, more glamorous in many ways, and I'm sure you will agree that planning and housing in London are the new rock and roll. And we have a fine Bob Geldof figure in Michael's Lane. This bar? Where is it? The last 6 months, Michael, you'll be pleased to know, you're not surprised to learn that the words of the famous words of the sage Irishman Geldof have seldom been off my lips in my encounters with my friend George Osborne and others in the Treasury and various other parts of government over the last year or so. Give us the fucking money. I'm telling them. And tonight I can say to you, several hours after the Chancellor's announcements, I can say that we have very largely succeeded, in spite of the deep cuts that are taking place in budgets across the country. We have very largely succeeded in preserving the investments we need to make London safer, cleaner, greener, and ever easier to move around. And people said that we'd never be able to get 50,000 affordable homes built over the lifetime of this mayoralty is a record number, and we're going to do it. We are going to, I'm confident that we are going to do it, and we are going to work actively to make sure that we can keep a steady stream of new starts going. And notwithstanding the cuts that the police are experiencing, we were able to convince the government that we've made substantial cuts already. I'm very pleased with that fact, because it has to be true. And as a result, we have been able, very largely, I hope, to protect the police settlement, to make sure that we will be able, by the Olympics, to have roughly the same number of police on the streets of London, frontline operatives on the streets of London, then as there are now. Those numbers are already at a record high, and since the Commissioner for the Police has managed to multiply the number of patrols by 2 by allowing officers to patrol singly rather than in pairs, I think that will be a good thing. Will enable us to continue our work of driving down crime, in which we've been very successful over the last couple of years. It's come down very substantially on public transport, 30% on buses, it's down 7% overall across the board. We intend to keep driving down crime, making the city ever safer to live in and ever more attractive to invest in, and we do that, of course, by making sure that the transport infrastructure settlement is protected. And I'm delighted that today I can confirm that, in spite of all the gloom and on-pops that we've said, we have protected Crossrail, every arm and leg of Crossrail, every bit of Crossrail from Maidenhead to Shenfield, from Heathrow to the city, to Canary Wharf. Crossrail will arrive in its entirety, and it will be a great thing for our city. Very, very important. A 10% increase in rail capacity, and the South East leg as well, and Abbeywood will be protected well, in case you were worried about that, because some people said that we would do that. And some people said, well, we had to choose between Crossrail and the tube upgrades. Remember that? People said I would have to, I'd have to make some sort of, was it Sophie's Choice? Some novel for that. I said, no, we weren't going to make any such choice. They applied it depending on comes. I said, I wanted all of them, and the tube upgrades, every single one of them, will be delivered in their entirety as well. That is absolutely vital for the future of our city, because they will provide a 30% increase in capacity and help make the city more attractive, more competitive for generations to come. And you've got to do it. And people said, actually, you can't do that. The Treasury said, well, listen, we need Crossrail, we need the tube upgrades, then you've got to give something. You cannot possibly allow all these Londoners to ride around free on buses in the way that you do. And you'll have to whack up the fares, they said, even more than you did last year. It's outrageous, they said, that buses in London are cheaper than anywhere else in the country, which they are under this melody. And I thought, well, I said, I'm very sorry, but it's very important that people in London should be able to have access to very good and efficient transport, because London is more expensive than anywhere else in the country, and so we have protected the mileage of our bus network, and we protected every single one of our concessions. And no, I will not put fares up beyond RPI +2 as in the business plan. I'm very pleased with that too. And going forward, there are plenty of wonderful things that we've proposed to do. And I'm very, very pleased to see in the Chancellor's statement that he has accepted one of the things that several people in this room I know were particularly keen to champion, and that was tax increment financing. And that idea is now going forward, and that offers the real prospect of delivering substantial improvements to transport infrastructure over and above what is allowed for in the current spending package. And I think we now have a realistic prospect of being able to look at extending the Northern Line, getting those two stations in at Battersea and revolutionising that part of London as well. Say nothing of the cable car, which we propose to build to accommodate Vince Cable. And convey him from one side, convey him from the O2 to the XL, so he will be able to look out at Canary Wharf and the city and the towers of our financial services institutions and meditate on their vast importance for our country. And of course, we have secured every penny. Every penny. Did you hear the Chancellor today? Did you watch it? Every penny, 9.3 billion we have secured for our Olympic investments. And it is absolutely vital. We intend to use those investments to harness them, to